talk. This is his response to a question about Trump's plans to withdraw from Afghanistan.
President Trump wrong to agree to withdraw troops?
Well, President Trump had actually decreased the troops from 15,000 to 2,500 and not one casualty. President Trump's...
But there was a deal to withdraw.
It wasn't this deal. I mean, Mike Pompeo and President Trump have been very clear about this. Even the former Secretary of Defense have been very clear about this. There were requirements that had to be met. You watch time and again, whenever the Taliban did not meet the requirement, there was ramifications for that. Quick, swift, and very difficult.
Motherfuckers had meet the requirements.
Well, look, I'm sympathetic to that. Sometimes if I don't have my cashews, I get all mealy-mouthed. But apparently this is not a something that's inconsistent with Mike McCarthy.
Yeah,
Kevin McCarthy.
Yeah, not the football coach.
No.
So this reminds me of the only, I haven't watched Maddow in, half a decade, I think. And this is from about that long ago. The segment that really does stick with me, though, every time I see Kevin McCarthy, because I think this is a really, if we had the kind of research budget that the Maddow team does, this is what I would like to, sort of task people with compiling. So, Bradley, if you have this segment from Maddow.
Sometimes truth comes out in other manners.
Sometimes truth comes out in other manners?
In other manners. It wasn't what I, in my mind, was saying out there.
It wasn't what I, in my mind, was saying out there?
It wasn't what I, in my mind. And believe me now, I do not want to make that harm Benghazi committee. I do not want to make that harm.
This has been a bit of a setback.
It's been a setback, yes, because I do not want to make that harm Benghazi committee in any way.
I do not want to make that harm Benghazi committee in any way. Kevin McCarthy is not getting better. When he gave his big foreign policy speech the first business day after John Boehner stepped down as speaker, the kind-hearted among us wondered if maybe he spoke so incoherently in that speech just because it was that first day. Just because he was nervous. First day jitters, maybe.
We don't have the same as difficult decision, but this White House is managing the decline and putting us in tough decisions for the future. Petraeus and Crocker had an effective politically strategy to match the military strategy. The simple promise to all of our heroes to the need when they need it most. The president would allow the ban on Iranian oil exports to be lifted and also stand by a Russia blackmails an entire continent, all the while keeping the place of the ban on America. In the past few years alone, I have visited Poland, Hungary, Estonia.
That was the first day, but that's still, that was,
Hungary.
All right, I think
Isn't this the guy that Kevin Spacey's character is based on in House of Cards? Or is that Steve Scalise?
Well, I thought he was more of a Bill Clinton type in House of Cards because he's a Democrat ostensibly, but he's from the South and he's more of a...
That was total Clinton vibes, yeah.
Yeah, I had Bill Clinton vibes, but... and also, of course, his wife is a schemer, similarly to Hillary Clinton. But that was a very funny segment. I'm glad we saw that, Matt. He can't speak, Mike McCarthy. He's not very bright. And damn it, I said Mike McCarthy again. Kevin McCarthy. And as I'm saying, he can't speak. All right.
Emma's got the pad on the brain.
I can't hear you, Bradley. Your Wi-Fi's cutting out. Yeah.
Sorry.
Bradley's remote this week. But what's also just fascinating to me about Kevin McCarthy is that he's trying so hard to keep up with Mitch McConnell, and the guy's just not bright enough to be Machiavellian like Mitch McConnell. Say what you want about Mitch McConnell, the guy thinks a million steps ahead. McCarthy's not convincing. He can't even beat Paul Ryan. It's quite sad, very sad.
Well, apparently I was right that Kevin Spacey shadowed McCarthy around the Capitol to prepare for the role. But McCarthy, perhaps in reference to his own inability to be as good as Kevin Spacey at being a weird, crazy politician, says that it's intriguing but not realistic. So he acknowledges that, Kevin Spacey is a better orator, I guess.
Yeah, I feel like Kevin Spacey's like followed Kevin McCarthy around. It's like, this guy can't speak. I guess I'll just do a foghorn leghorn voice.
Did anyone watch that show that would
I'll say. What was that?
Did anyone watch that show that would send? Like, how did they wrap up the show without Kevin Spacey?
Well, I've maybe seen 3 episodes of that show, like total.
Yeah, I watched the first season and then watched the beginning of the second season, and then when I saw where they were going with it, I was like, I'm out. This looks lame.
Yeah,
it's no Charmed. I'll tell you that,
folks. There's more of what you've just saw where that came from. That's if you hit the subscribe and like button. Thank you. Really, thank you.